Eat healthy, live longer. Do you think that is realistic, that someone else take care of you and your family health and well-being, if you do not do it yourself? Do you really believe that everyone in science, medicine, politics and media is determined to improve exactly your life and health? Let's first have a closer look on who is benefiting when we are sick, dependent, easy controlled and manipulated. First example is the tobacco industry. Beginning of January 1954, they paid to publish the frank statement to cigarette smokers in hundreds of U.S. newspapers. In the statement, the industry announced that we accept an interest in people's health as a basic responsibility paramount to every other consideration in our business. We believe the products we make are not injurious to health. We always have and always will cooperate with those whose task it is to safeguard the public health. And World Health Organization facts on May 27, 2020, are stating that tobacco smoke is a leading cause of death, illness and impoverishment. Tobacco kills up to half of its users. Tobacco kills more than 8 million people each year. More than 7 million of those deaths are the result of direct tobacco use, while around 1.2 million are the result of non-smokers being exposed to second-hand smoke. Over 80% of the world's 1.3 billion tobacco users live in low and middle-income countries. And who is earning $819 billion per year, selling 5,200 million cigarettes yearly? Of course, tobacco industry. They invented a script that emphasized personal responsibility, paying scientists to deliver false research, designed to instill doubt, criticizing the junk science that found harms associated with smoking, and attacking the credibility of adversaries. Making constant self-regulatory pledges, lobbying politicians with massive resources to stifle government action, introducing safer products, and simultaneously manipulating and denying addictive nature of their products, and their marketing to children have been already in progress for more than 70 years. Unfortunately, the same script tobacco industry used from 1954, food industry has adopted and further developed, 23 years later. Here is how. On January 12, 1977, Senator George McGovern, a true pioneer and a man with broad vision, introduced a report titled The Dietary Goals for the United States. It also known as the McGovern Report. The simple fact is that our diets have changed radically with the last 50 years, with very harmful effects on our health. These dietary changes represent as great a threat to public health as smoking. The McGovern Report found that there is a great deal of evidence, and it continues to accumulate, which strongly implicates and proves that the major causes of death and disability in U.S. are related to the diet we eat. The question to be asked is not why should we change our diet, but why not? What are the risks associated with eating less meat, less fat, less saturated fat, less cholesterol, less sugar, less salt, and more fruits, vegetables, unsaturated fat and cereal products, especially whole grain cereals? There are none that can be identified, and important benefits can be expected. The food industry went ballistic over the findings and recommendations of the McGovern Report. At a second Senate hearing in 1977, taking a page directly from the tobacco industry, various food industries presented their side of the argument. Their strategy was similar to what Big Tobacco was doing to their detractors. They spent the entire Senate hearing ridiculing and vehemently attacking the McGovern Report. The food industries fought back successfully, with every means at their disposal, including hiring lobbyists, purchasing morally corrupt medical and nutrition experts, pressuring politicians, launching huge advertising campaigns, driving the nutrition education of our children with their bias, and funding nutrition research that favored their products. Their success can be measured by their results. As a society, we now consume more oil, meat, sugar and dairy now than when the McGovern Report was first published in 1977. The incidence of obesity and type 2 diabetes has shot through the roof during this time, and they provide undeniable evidence that industry won and we the people have lost. The McGovern Report also highlighted the urgency to act. Ischemic heart disease, cancer, diabetes and hypertension are the diseases that kill us. They are epidemic in our population. We cannot afford to temporize. We have an obligation to inform the public of the current state of knowledge, and to assist the public in making the correct food choices. To do less is to avoid our responsibility. Because the dietary goals of the McGovern Report of 1977, and those of industry were so different, the USDA did not adopt the recommendations. Not one single recommendation was adopted. In fact, the industry lobbied aggressively to have the dietary guidelines withdrawn. and demanded that the McGovern's committee issue a corrected report. But, even that wasn't enough for the food industry. They wanted the whole Committee on Nutrition to be eliminated completely, and its functions turned over to the Agriculture Committee. The Agriculture Committee looks after the producer of food, not the consumers of food. Politicians capitulated and gave them exactly what they wanted. The Senate Committee on Nutrition and Human Needs got disbanded, and placed within the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Nutrition and Forestry. This truly is sending the sheep to live with the wolves. One of the government's most important jobs is to protect the community against all threats. No matter how you look at it, the food industry is a domestic threat. Government intervention is needed to stop the abuse of its citizens. Or as stated in the McGovern report, it is the responsibility of the government at all levels to take the initiative in creating for Americans an appropriate nutritional atmosphere, one conducive to improvement in the health and quality of life of the American people. If McGovern were alive, he would edit that quote to include the life of every citizen throughout the world. Lack of the government controls, in other words deregulations of the food, pharmaceutical, and medical businesses, has been the major contributor to the health crises we are now facing. Together, these industries conspire to enrich themselves, to fatten their wallets, and they are not interested in you, nor are living a long healthy life. These companies love fat, unhealthy, uninformed and easily manipulated customers. Fat, unhealthy, uninformed and easily manipulated customers continue to buy their product, continue to consume their prescription drugs, continue to accumulate expensive surgery and hospital bills, and then once your body is completely destroyed, they'll milk you for every last dime by artificially extending your life. Their entire financial model is dependent upon you becoming addicted to their nutritionally devoid and toxic food, getting hooked on their expensive drugs, and being dependent upon them for long-term care, in other words, as long as you live. You must understand that being healthy goes against their business model. The goal has never once been to make you healthy, that's your right and responsibility, and it's precisely why you need to become nutritionally literate, and share that knowledge with everyone. Unfortunate fact is that today 11 million deaths per year are linked to poor diet around the globe, or in other words, more people are dying from unhealthy nutrition than from tobacco smoke. And at the end, we all know that without excellent physical health, enjoyment is never complete. Without excellent physical health, you cannot fully maximize your earnings. Without excellent physical health, your life becomes more demanding and difficult. With excellent physical health, you have ability to be fully engaged, and can pursue your goals with the confidence that you will be able to accomplish them. And that is why you need to share knowledge and understanding with others, with goal of improving people's health and longevity. Anything less than that will be avoiding your responsibility. Eat healthy, live longer.